Welcome to another episode of Tech Talk, where we dive into the latest trends and tools in the tech world. Today, we're exploring an innovative open-source project called headscale, which serves as a self-hosted alternative to the Tailscale control server. But what does that really mean? Let's break it down. First up, let's talk about what Tailscale itself is. Tailscale is essentially a modern VPN powered by WireGuard technology, which works like an overlay network among devices, leveraging NAT traversal. You can think of it as creating private lanes on a busy highway, where only your designated vehicles can travel. It's a great way to connect multiple devices securely without the fuss of traditional networking setups. Now, everything in Tailscale is open source except for a few components like the GUI clients for proprietary operating systems and the control server. This control server is crucial. It handles public keys for devices, assigns IP addresses, and enables secure communication among users. Imagine it as the traffic cop of our highway, ensuring everything runs smoothly and securely. But what if you want to take control into your own hands? That's where headscale comes into play. Headscale allows self-hosters and hobbyists to run their very own Tailscale control server. It targets individuals or small organizations that need a simplified setup, or, as the creators put it, a narrow scope for personal use. So, why would someone want to self-host? Well, there are a few reasons to consider: privacy, control over your data, and the freedom to customize your setup. For those on a budget, using headscale is not only cost-effective, but also a great educational project for tech enthusiasts looking to expand their skills. Of course, being part of an open-source initiative means community matters. Headscale aims to support self-hosters and hobbyists, with contributions from users helping to steer its development. But here's a fun fact. While one of the maintainers works at Tailscale, it does not mean they're in cahoots. Headscale acts independently, catering to the DIY crowd. Now, if you're looking to contribute to Headscale, they have a structured approach for new developers. You'll need to have the latest version of Go and a tool called Buff, which handles protocol buffers. If that sounds a bit technical, don't worry. We'll put links in the show notes for resources to get you started. You know, it's amazing to realize how much coding goes into these projects. There are even specific coding styles and requirements to maintain consistency. For example, using tools like Golang Scilint for Go code and Pretty Formatters for Markdown ensures that contributions remain clean and organized. It's almost like everyone's singing from the same hymn sheet, right? Before we wrap up, let's touch on some resources. If you want to watch it in action, check out the FOSDEM 2023 talk titled Headscale: How We Are Using Integration Testing to Re-implement Tailscale, presented by the project's developers. It'll give you a deeper dive into the technicalities and features. So before we conclude, let me ask you, how does self-hosting sound to you? Have you ever wanted to run your own server, or does the thought of dealing with all that technical stuff seem daunting? Let's keep the conversation going. If you have thoughts on Headscale or self-hosting in general, feel free to connect with us through our Discord community or social media. Thanks for tuning in to Tech Talk today. Until next time, keep exploring and stay curious.